Hello, D&D fans, and welcome to episode 3 of Holy Rollerz, a 4.5 edition clerical D&D game where each of the characters can channel divinity, but not necessarily civility. So, we are going to get started with a number of things tonight. However, before we do that, I want to give a couple of shout-outs. First to Oinketh on the Holy Rollerz subreddit for starting our first episode discussion thread ever. That was way fun to respond to. Jeff, can we get the subreddit up on there so that people can see it? And Jesse, can you put the subreddit in chat so that people see how it's spelled?
It is already there, but I will spam it again just in case.
Absolutely fabulous. Alrighty. And in addition to that, we want to give a shout out to Penny, who is our moderator. So if you run into Penny in the chat channel, we are very grateful for her for willing to be our moderator in chat for us.
Yes, ma'am.
She is actually starting her own D&D stream soon. So I'm sure we'll make a plug for that when she gets ready to go ahead and implement. And then in addition to that, we want to thank Scarlet Moth for supporting us and agreeing to be our first guest star on Holy Rollerz, which will be happening around episode 10. We love you, Scarlet, and you're going to be epic.
Yes.
It's going to be fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and now for just a bit of lore. When the Forgotten Gods abandoned the world they created, Ienia, natural and magical laws began to unravel, and the planet even began to fall from its orbit. How did Ienia survive before the Tarsirian Council reached across the astral sea to contact the Outer Gods? Few on Ienia know the answer, and that's just how the gods would like to keep it. The answer is the Archfey. In Kaelin's island homeland of Arcantor, the borders with the Feywild are very thin. 6 Archfey crossed that border during the Shattering Era and used their inherent power over nature to stabilize the world. The Crystal Countess used her power over light to bend the rays of the sun and normalize the length of days. Mother Cray used her power over birth to maintain populations, and the Gilded Lord used his power over greed to inspire mortals to desire survival. When the Outer Gods gained dominion over Ienia, the Archfey were expelled and felt cheated, and to this day, they refer to the people of Ienia as debtors. So, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get to know our characters again with bios, starting with Jesse.
Okay, I'm playing Kaelin, and her bio is, born in the Arcantor Highlands, Kaelin was cherished by her mother, but scorned by her chieftain father. Spending her youth in the wilderness learning swordcraft and more, Kaelin's safe world ended, and she was sold into marriage to maintain peace with a rival clan. At the wedding ceremony, her rage triggered psionic powers, turning the ritual into a war zone. After being knocked unconscious and tied to a stake, Kaelin feared being burned as a witch. However, a radiant golden light burned away her ropes and guided her to a ship. Fleeing her home, Kaelin met Sister Victoria, a cleric of Vahara who rescued her. Now an ordained priestess, Kaelin is hoping her pilgrimage to Vahara's temple will bring her insights into her future.
Ryan.
Lachlan Dulay, the son of a famous actress and a wandering priest of Sindel, goddess of love, was raised among the upper echelon of Alice artistic elite. Trained in the bardic arts by the finest tutors, Lachlan grew bored with his famous mother's social circle, and yearning to learn more about his father, he began to visit Sindel's temple in Talisman, the House of Repose. It was there that Lachlan found his true calling and embraced the path of the Paladin. Now Lachlan dreams of traveling to the Adari Republic and joining the Heartseekers, an elite order of knights who serve Sindel and travel the land, fighting to preserve beauty and love. In this way, Lachlan hopes to better understand his father and who Sindel expects him to become.
Jeffrey.
Gizik was the son of the witch Elspeth and a long-forgotten ogre, whom she likely devoured. His mother, who had always wanted a daughter, cruelly rejected her son and treated him like a servant. Although his mother never taught him any magic, Gizik was able to watch Elspeth practice her dark arts and learn some on his own. One night, a band of roving knights came and slew the witch Elspeth and burned her corpse and house. Gizik escaped and was reveling in his newfound freedom when the goddess Sigrund spoke to him and gave him new orders.
JT.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. For those of you who may not be able to see, JT is actually streaming from the lobby of a hotel. So we're grateful for him being willing to do that tonight, and also for the bathroom that is next to him. If you see anyone wander in and out of the bathroom, we're considering it a member of our viewership.
If I take a break, it's just going to be right over there. Okay. And Duriel, when a kindly priest of Bestera, goddess of healing and protection, rescued an orphan child, he strongly suspected the boy possessed celestial blood. Father Garin named the child Michael and hoped that he would follow in his footsteps and join the clergy. But fate took a cruel turn. In the very chapel he grew up in, a dark figure descended upon the young man, sinking sharp fangs into his neck. The man awoke with a bloodthirst, and the very shadows themselves came alive and spoke to him. They called him to the service of their god of night, or the death god, and revealed the true nature of his divine blood. The shadows named him Anduriel.
Excellent. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for a brief recap. Last time on Holy Rollerz, the party slew the evil priest Mazamar, who was attempting to incite the town of Hollydale to destroy their chapel of Bestera. Mazamar claimed a new power, the High One, had sent him with the message that the gods wanted the faith of man to rise, so that mortals could grow beyond their need for gods. Kaelin, the party's psionic priestess, called BS on that. And
Nice.
Gizik and Lachlan saved her from being burned at the stake for the second time in her life. Lachlan charmed the townsfolk, who hailed the party as heroes. The party then entered the chapel to find the statue of Bestera decapitated and defiled. And they found among the pews a weeping ghost reciting prayers to Bestera, goddess of protection, as well as two well-fed farmers who smelled of rot, and Gizik pronounced as almost dead. In the back of the chapel, they found a series of rooms behind a curtain containing a runic mirror, and they saw a man on the other side of the mirror yelling to be freed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we pick up from. In the back of the chapel, behind a curtain amongst some rooms, we are looking at the party, and they are standing in front of the mirror. Standing in the mirror, on the other side of the mirror, is a tall, middle-aged man with a regal bearing. He has golden, tawny-colored hair and a Van Dyke kind of beard, and he also has a soft halo-like glow around his head. He's dressed in a tunic of purple with silver brocade coming down the front and white leggings with brown boots. He is a striking personage. In any case, he looks desperate. He has a desperate look on his face of panic, and he has pounded on the other side of the mirror, begging to be freed. And that is where we pick up. So are we all in that back room in front of the mirror?
Was Anduriel still on the statue?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask.
I think he came with.
No, I got down and came back when I heard everybody moved back there. So
Okay.
Anduriel's with everyone else.
Now, I would like to remind everybody that the chapel has been defiled, and there is an active presence that is working against your divine powers. So powers that come from the divine power source, which would be all of your channel divinity powers, Lachlan, your paladin powers, not your bard powers, JT, your clerical powers, not your vampire powers, and Kaelin, your channel divinity also. So those powers will be suffering a penalty to attack and damage right now because the chapel has been defiled. That being the case, Anduriel made a religion check to acknowledge that there were some things that would have to be set right in the chapel in order to remove that. One of those things would be putting the head back on the statue and placing Bestera's shield back on her arm. But there you go.
Quick question before we jump in.
Sure.
Giz, are you back there too?
I'm back there, yeah.
He was afraid he was going to pickpocket the large, well-fed, rotting farmers, but unfortunately he was afraid to get near.
Yeah, I didn't want to touch those. They smelled really bad.
Because I had Anduriel on the statue and
They smell
by the other bodies, so yeah, for you to say that's something.
Yes.
I want to have everybody in the right spot.
I wasn't going to say hypocrite, but that's fine. Anyway, moving on. So, alrighty, he pounds on the other side of the mirror and he holds the edge and he's like, "You got to get me out of here."
And Lachlan's leading the charge, yeah?
Yeah, and he looks at him and is like, "How did you even get in there in the first place?"
He says, My name is Deferzarak, and he says, I'm a cleric knight from Lair. The High One sent me to reclaim the chapel, and Mazamar tricked me into the mirror.
The High One?
The High One. He said, the High One is a new demi-power in service to Vestera. You've got to get me out of here.
Kaylin wants to run some sort of check, whether it's Arcana, religion, perception. I'm not sure what the best check would be.
Tell me what you're trying to discern, and I'll tell you what the best check would be.
I'm trying to discern whether or not the magic that holds him in there is what he says it is.
Oh, you mean you want to make a check on the mirror and see if that's what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you trained in Arcana?
How would I tell on my sheet?
It's on your skills.
It's not bolded or right. It's not bolded or italic, so I'm going to say no.
Nope, it's not under your skills. You have athletics, endurance, heal, perception, religion. You are not trained in Arcana yet.
Okay.
Of course, you can acquire skills as you advance. But no, unfortunately, Kaylin, you wouldn't have the slightest clue. You can make a religion check and see if you think this is a magical religious artifact. That's it.
I want to see if this guy's full of it.
Are you telling me that you'd like to make an insight check?
Yeah, I got a 22.
God, don't make me. It's terrible.
Allow me to grab my dice from my Holy Rollerz case that you can buy and purchase from.
Not sponsored. Hashtag.
Yeah.
But nice box. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me get my dice early. Now, Jesse, would you like to tell everybody what I told you?
Remind me what it was.
How fast it would be before Lachlan started making insight checks.
Yeah, we were discussing this. He's like, the first thing he's going to do tonight is make an insight check. I guarantee it.
Boom.
I'm really
for those of you
he knows you well.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Ryan has been playing D&D with me forever, and JT and Jeffrey have been playing with me for quite a long time as well. So yeah, they know. All right, now
the baby of the group.
The baby of the group. Now, I will tell you, this is my DM style for those of you who are watching. What I do is anytime somebody asks whether or not someone is lying, what I always do as the dungeon master is roll the die. Because if I don't roll the die, you automatically know. So I always roll the die when you try to make an insight check. And here I go.
Cool. Okay.
Lachlan, you are convinced that there is something that he is not telling you.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to ask.
It's not necessarily that he's lying, but you're convinced that he's not telling you the entire story.
But he doesn't look like he's in pain.
No, he just looks scared.
Okay.
Now, I will also tell you what you can see in the mirror. It's not only him in the mirror. He is in some kind of a garden that you can see in the background behind him. And in the
far physical location?
It seems to be. And in the far background behind him, you can see a foreboding grayish black tower. Which looks like there's more detail to it, but it's too far away. And in the garden that he is in, even though the tower is far to the distance, there are trees with gnarled branches, and they look pleasant enough, and they have fruit that seems to glow with a soft white light. It ain't no tree of life, but there you go.
I want to run a history check, but she has like nothing in that skill.
Well, if he's not in immediate, if he doesn't look like he's in immediate physical danger, then Lachlan's going to say exactly that. What are you not telling me? He's like,
I'm not telling you much. He says, but one thing I am telling you is I'd like to get out of here before the dragon comes back.
That's nice.
He says,
can Kaylin just pipe up and be like, why should we?
He says, why should you? He says, I'm a knight cleric. I'm upon the side of good.
So you say.
Get me out of here. And then he looks.
Have I ever heard of this High One?
Make a knowledge religion check.
Let's see. I got a 14.
You've not heard of the High One. This may be a moniker of some kind, of a demi-power that you are familiar with, but you've never heard this moniker before.
Well, I'll say that I've never heard of the High One.
I rolled a religion check and got a 20.
Okay.
Nice.
JT, you've heard the name of the High One being whispered as you've been going through not Anduriel has. Anduriel has heard the High One's name being whispered in some towns or mentioned, but you didn't pay much attention. You weren't really sure who the High One was. You know it's some kind of power that people have been talking about, but you don't even know what deity it's associated with. You haven't heard that it's associated with the Church of Bestera. Most demi-powers, for those of you who do not know, are in service to a greater power, some greater god who has the status of greater deity. He claims that the High One is a demi-power of Bestera under her service.
Well, then in that case, Anduriel is like, I agree with the bard. You have to give us more information, or we have things we need to do here.
He says, fine, I'll tell you anything you want to know as long as you get me out of here. He said, you don't understand the kind of danger I'm in. I can't even always stay by the mirror that I came through. He says, Brother Mazamar tricked me into the mirror. I was touching it when he read some kind of inscription on the front of the mirror. And then he said it drew me in before I knew what was going on. He asked me to hold it steady as he adjusted it, pronounced the incantation, and it sucked me in.
So if we were to read this incantation again, would it release you or would it just suck us in too?
I don't know. He said, I don't care what you try. Just
I
do
care.
something.
I was going to say the very same thing. I care.
I don't really care about you, but...
If you got trapped by that old fool, we don't want to get trapped by him.
I am interested in the mirror and would like to see if I can figure
All right.
something out. Arcana check?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check to see if you can discern the nature of the mirror. And Duriel, he looks at you when you say that, like you were fool enough to get stuck in here, and he says, Brother Mazamar was quite schooled in the arts of deception, as I'm sure that you know.
What is your relationship to him?
Gizik, did you make your check?
I did. I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10 total?
Total.
You think you're rather
on the die.
You're rather convinced the enchantment on this mirror could be used to produce a large amount of cheese, which Kaylin would then likely want to use to sanctify the
chapel. She
chapel.
would be delighted by, but you know.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what you think the mirror does. You ain't got no crap idea what the mirror does. And you're the only one who's trained in Arcana, Gizik, as far as I know. So
2 things.
Yes.
Kaylin is going to pipe up and ask, were you the former priest of this temple?
Okay, I'll answer that, but first Lachlan spoke. Lachlan, what did you say?
Oh, apologies.
I said, what was your relationship to dead guy, Mazamar?
Okay. He says, I have no relationship to Mazamar. He said, I was sent to bring the news of the High One to this town, that he is a new power, demi-power in the service to Bestera, and that she has announced that she is returning to the home world she came from before she settled in Ienia to save us. We praise Bestera. We are grateful for her service, her love, and her generosity with the Ienian people. But she has declared that she will return, and the High One will take her place as the god of healing and protection. That can't happen unless the word is spread and his divine power is increased. He says, this is all ordained, and we're spreading the word across the land to those of the church.
Who's we?
Who's we? Why, the clergy of the High One, his knight clerics.
So if you're a knight cleric, how did you not sense the unholy aura that is filling this whole chapel because of Mazamar's influence?
He says, I did sense it. He says, I sensed it when I came in. I sensed it in his presence. Could you not feel him? Could you not feel the unholy power from him?
Well, until he died.
You've killed him.
Yes.
Praise be to the High One.
Sorry.
Praise unto his name. Don't apologize, please. Jump over me anytime you want.
I was just going to say, he felt very dark until I took his head.
He deserved nothing better, the cur. Kaylin, you had a question. Jump in.
Good. Now I got to remember what. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry for interrupting you, by the way, Ryan. So she wants to know, were you the former priest of this temple? Because clearly Mazamar did not belong here, and it was not his original place.
He says, I've never been a priest of Bestera. I was called recently to the service of the High One.
Okay.
Okay. What objects are in this room?
Oh, objects in the room? Okay. There is in this room a rug, as you can see on the map. There's
a chest.
There's
How
a
big
chest.
is that chest?
It's pretty small. It's about the size of I don't know, about the size of a normal small like chest, like maybe like this tall, maybe.
Okay, I want to go pick that up and try to shatter the mirror with it.
You're gonna shatter the mirror with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just going, this sounds like a bad idea.
His eyes get really wide, like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, Lachlan.
Kaylin's just going to go hide behind Gizik because he's bigger than she is.
Okay. All right. No shrapnel. All right, Kaylin, if that's the case, you get a +5 to your shrapnel save. Anyway, Gizik, she's holding you in place. You can't move. You're just going to take full damage. Anyway, all right. So, Lachlan, I need you to make a strength check.
Bodyguard.
I got 14.
All right. Lachlan, you pick up the chest and you're like, wham! And you go to throw it against the mirror, and the mirror wobbles on the wall and it goes like askew, but it doesn't even dent the glass.
I was really hoping it would just like bounce right off.
And hit Lachlan in the face? No.
Not necessarily that. I just wanted to see it go, oh.
Well, let's open the chest and see if there's like an instruction manual.
Okay. You want to open up the chest?
Or
Yeah.
anything valuable.
Or anything valuable?
Let's case the joint while we're at it.
Greedy little
Hey,
hat.
it is.
Obviously,
This church is already.
Jess is looking at the map going, there's a desk here. Can
Okay.
Kaylin go wander and like scope out his office?
You can see the doorway leading to the other rooms, right?
Yeah, because
You
I
can
want to see if
wander
there's anything
anywhere you want.
valuable in his desk.
All right, so first let me tell you, you throw that against the mirror, it wobbles sideways, and he goes, ah! He's like, what are you doing? Are you crazy?
You said to try anything.
He
You
says,
really need to be more detailed with your directions, sir.
he says, find someone who knows magic. Don't any of you, who are you people?
Really? You're going to ask questions? You're the one that wants out.
Yeah, he looks at you and he's like, I would know who my rescuers are.
I want my telepathy. I want to speak to the party telepathically,
Okay.
and I'll look at them like so they know I'm talking to them. So it's not like but I want to say to them so that he can't hear. I think this guy is a fraud, and this high one sounds suspect. I just can't see Bestera taking a leave of absence when the elder gods have just returned. So I'm calling BS on this guy or his deity. He's either a delusional fool, or he's
A trap.
has ill motive. I say we just turn the mirror around and leave him stuck in it.
Okay.
Caitlin agrees that he's shifty and just gives a little nod.
All right, Kaylin, you're not really freaked out by the telepathy because Sister Victoria actually taught you about it. So you're not all that freaked out. And Duriel, you knew other vampires, or not vampires, you knew other people who've had telepathy, and you've been alive for a while, so it's not an uncommon power to have. It is uncommon for a Bardadin to have it, but
Right. Can I reply? I don't know if I can reply telepathically.
To me, the others can't hear you, but I can.
as long as he is within 5 squares of you, you can speak back to him while he's talking to you.
Okay. Well, then in my mind, I'm just like, for once, I agree with you, Bard. This has nothing to do with why I'm here. I'm happy to go work on cleansing this chapel so we can move on.
So he says, well, then give me a hand. And he'll say this out loud. Give me a hand with this mirror, and we'll just put it facing the wall.
You say that out loud?
Yeah.
Way.
Okay, Kaylin, does this stop you from going to the back rooms? Or do you... Okay. All right, so I will tell Kaylin...
How heavy is the mirror? I'm assuming it's over 20 pounds.
It's very heavy. It's ornate.
That's
It
right.
looks like the glass, which is absolutely enormous itself. The glass is fully the length of a person, minus maybe just
Yeah.
below the knees. It's about
I
that.
figured it was like at least 6 foot tall.
It's about 5.5 feet tall.
Okay.
And the frame of the glass looks like it's silver and gold.
She's like, I would lift it for you, but it weighs more than 20 pounds. So you guys are out of luck.
Quite a bit.
I shake my head and walk over, pick up the rug, and drape it over the mirror.
Okay. He goes, what are you doing? He beats on it. He starts weeping. and says, please don't leave me here. I don't know how long I've been here. God,
Kaylin just looks at
help
Gizzix and is like, that was clever. Good job.
Lachlan will peek up behind the rug and just say, "You said to find someone who knows magic. When we find someone who worships the High One, we'll tell them about you and send them here. Be right back." And then just walk away.
BRB. BRB.
BRB. LOL.
Yes. Okay. We were going to let you out, JK.
Stay right there. We're going for help. That's great. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
All right. Now, I will tell you, Kaylin, since you wandered into the next room, you see this is a bedroom.
And by valuable, I do not mean money. I'm thinking about like documents, scrolls.
Yeah.
Something that tells us more about what this mirror does.
Yeah. Kaylin, there is in that room a bed. There is a what the freak did I just write down there? There's a wardrobe in the corner.
She's gone past the little bedroom suite and straight into the office.
Okay, well, let me just tell you what's in there. There's a bed. There's a rather ornate chest with the symbol of Bestera on it. And there's a chimney for building a fire to keep the room warm. However, that being said, the chimney is gone cold. There is no door to that next room. If you look on the map, you can see the door to it is in the chapel.
Yeah, she'll have to go out and around.
Okay. Alrighty.
Can she, as she's going out and around, like peek her head in the room and be like, Lachlan, there's another chest in the next room if you want it. And out she goes.
Wait, to Lachlan or Gizzix? Oh, wait. Lachlan.
Well, Lachlan seemed the most eager for the chest, so.
Lachlan's fond of chests. Makes sense to me.
That's why I asked how big it was.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Bard.
Oh, the Bard. Oh, the Bard.
It's always the Bard.
It's always the Bard. Okay, moving on. Yes, we here on Holy Rollers endorse all kinds of Bard stereotypes, and we'd like you to join us. Moving on. Okay, so, all right.
So now it's time to strum an E minor. Get your lute out, E minor.
Okay, if you can do that, go for it. Anyway, so she says there's a chest, and then Kaylin, do you head out to the chapel so you can get into that other room, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Kaylin's heading out to the chapel to go into that other room on the left side of the map. There is a door at the front of the chapel. For those of you who can't see the map, we will probably eventually be putting the maps up on some place for you to be able to find them.
We are working on it.
We're working on it, but this is what it looks like. You have a chapel here. The top of the chapel is the statue of Bestera. There's a door up in the corner of the chapel. We are on the other side of the chapel through a curtain and a set of rooms above the chapel. In the middle of the chapel at the front, there is a pulpit or a lectern with the shield of Bestera, the goddess of protection, which is kind of like this. That's what the shield looks like, on the lectern. And then, of course, there are a bunch of pews down the row before you get to the main door. Now, out there, you still have those two bloated farmers that look like that are moaning and whispering something, and you have the ghost down in the center of the chapel on the left, who is weeping and reciting prayers to Bestera for protection.
Kaylin, being a bit of a germaphobe, is just going to ever so delicately skirt around the bodies and just keep on trucking for the office.
They're not bodies yet. Why are you people killing them off? You and Gizzix.
Close enough, y'all. Close
you know what
enough.
This is like, oh, they're mostly dead. I'm not dead yet. I'm getting better.
Yes, yeah. Let's just toss them on the cart.
All right, there we go. Bring out your dead. Moving on. So, all right. Anyway, Kaylin is going to that door on the left. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, Anduriel, the only thing he knows, he doesn't know about the guy in the mirror. All he knows is that the job was to come in, fix this chapel. So he knows he needs to restore the statue. He's going to go back into the chapel and start trying to restore the statue.
Okay, you'll have to make a strength check to lift that heavy stone head.
I'll go with him and help.
You can come help him.
Yeah.
The shield on the statue is actually a real shield, and it's made of metal, and it is equally heavy. So you'll both need to make strength checks. First, we'll let Kaylin go through that door. Kaylin, you head through that door, and you see a very comfortable easy chair. There's a desk with a harder chair on it, and then there's a bookshelf.
Okay. She's probably going to scan the bookshelf real quick.
Okay.
Kaylin.
Kaylin,
books.
Kaylin, make a perception check. Let's see how well you searched the
Okay.
bookshelf.
Let me hold on. Scrolling. By the way, is anyone watching Twitch? I'm not, and it looks like we have 5 viewers, which is exciting.
We do. Well, one of those is me, but yes.
That's all
hello-
right. One of them's
hello to our
Penny.
viewers. We love you for being in there and watching.
So hello to the 3 of you. Okay. So perception is just a straight 20, yes, plus my addition.
Yes, but you are skilled in it. Look at your skills to see what your plus is.
Yeah, it still sucks. I got a 9.
Okay, so you go scanning it, and mostly what you see is what you would expect to see. There are a lot of books with holy subjects on it. Things like, there are several copies of prayer books. This bookshelf looks to be kind of a religious supply shelf in most cases.
Kind of a dumb question. Does she speak common?
Does Kaylin?
Or read common? Does she read common?
Yes, absolutely. You read every language you speak in 4th edition.
Okay.
And also in my game rule, you can read every language you speak.
double
Our common
check.
tongue on this continent, the common tongue is called Adari, and you do speak it.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Can I roll a perception on the desk?
You can see what's on the desk. You can there are books, and you can turn them over.
Are there any drawers on the desk?
No, but you can take a
Which is
closer. No, the desk is very straightforward. It's
Just
just
flat.
it's just a flat plane with 4 legs on it. You can take a closer look at the books if you'd like to.
Yeah.
No need. They're all Twilight books.
Yes. And Duriel thinks everything's about him. He's jealous he doesn't sparkle. That's
She just internally
Wait.
sneers. She's not entirely sure why, but she's just like, ew.
Yeah.
He doesn't sparkle? I thought he did.
No, he shines and shimmers. I don't know if he sparkles. but-
Okay.
No sparkling.
No, we established she's the
Thank
counting
you.
vampire. Okay, Kaylin, you turn over the cover of the book, and you are rather horrified to see a wretched-looking demonic face on the cover of the book. Would you like to read the text?
Yes, please.
You can't.
Damn.
The high one, and how to serve him.
You could.
Servitude
could-
101. Servitude.
You could take a copy of you could take the book to your friends.
Yeah, I
and
was
look-
going to say either she takes it out or she might just be like, gentlemen,
Yes.
you might
There-
want to come in here.
There are other books on the table too, however, that are in Adari that you can read, and they are they're books about crossing the plains, and they're books about there's one book about crossing the plains and summonings, and there's another book about the powers of the hells,
Okay.
like how to draw on the powers of the hells, like as a warlock.
How to
And it-
summon the devil for dummies. Got it.
Exactly. It's a theoretical text. It's not like here's a ritual. It's like it's more of an exploration of how these things are done.
Okay. Well, she can't carry all the books out, so I think she'll probably carry those 2 out
Okay.
and be like, I think I found something interesting.
All right. In the meantime, Anduriel, would you like to make a strength check with Gizik to replace the head on the statue?
Totally would.
Okay, you are going to need a 22 total to be able to pull this off. You may roll, and both of you can roll, and you can add your combined modifiers. JT, what is Anduriel's strength modifier?
+3.
And Gizik, what's your strength modifier?
It's +3.
All right, so you have a +6 to this roll. Both of you can roll. We'll treat it like advantage.
Okay. 22. 16.
All right, already accomplished. All right, so
way better than me.
successfully. All right, so you do most of the lifting. Gizik tries to lift, but then when he finds out how heavy it is, he kind of lets you bear most of the load and pushes it forward. You're like,
He's like, oh, my hands are slippery. Oh.
yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put on my gloves. And so, anyway, you manage to get the head of the statue back into position, and that is when you hear a shattering sound coming from the back rooms.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
The back room that I'm sort of kind of in?
No.
It's
I'm
the
guessing
mirror, isn't it?
The mirror, yeah.
It's coming from who is that guy, JT? He's the what?
You're gonna make me sing?
No, I just thought I'm not making you. I'm just.
You're nudging me in a direction that I'm actually gonna go anyways.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, if I put the fruit on the table, don't scold me for it. That's not.
You take this horse to water, he's gonna drink every time. So we
Okay.
have to pace ourselves.
All right, we'll pace ourselves.
You better do it like Michael Jackson, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, he will. Anyway,
That's how I do most things in life. Is like Michael Jackson.
why not?
That is
Okay.
a single
Okay,
choice.
so anyways, we're doing the thing.
Yeah, we're doing the thing here. Okay, anyway, now we'll tell you what happens. You hear that shattering sound, and there's a thud, like something landing on the ground, and a do, 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 do. And then the curtain is ripped aside.
No, I'm still in there.
Uh-huh.
You're still in there.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
he hasn't
open up that
left.
chest.
Oh, okay. So you're looking for which chest are you trying to open? The one you smashed against the mirror?
Yes, because I was
Okay.
trying to see how he got in the mirror.
Okay, the chest that you open, not the one in the other room that that Kaylin told you was in there,
Yeah.
is easy to open. It's just got a simple latch. So you open that and look through it, and what you see are a bunch of clothes, a bunch of like just small kind of like vestments, a few holy trinkets, effigies, things like that, little pins or small holy symbols that probably don't really function as holy symbols, but they're nice decorations. And of course, there's a honk if you love Vestera for the back of Wagon's bumper sticker, kind of thing like that, and stuff like that. There's also a few coins in it. There's about 5 gold coins in it.
Coins.
Coins?
Yeah,
Mine.
I'll take those.
Mine. All right. Locket steals from a dead priest. Lachlan. So
We're great people, guys.
yeah.
We all have expenses. Come on.
It's true. A bard has to learn to live by his wits, right? So, anyway,
Kind of forced to be here.
Lachlan, you go smashing, or you go taking and rifling through that, and Gizik and Kaylin are out there. Lachlan, the mirror smashes outward. Okay, the carpet falls. The rug that Gizik put over the mirror falls. The mirror itself is intact, but something comes through the mirror, knocks off the rug, and you look up and you see that it is a figurine in glass. It's completely constructed out of what looks to be the shattered remains of the mirror. However, the mirror is intact. So it's almost like something jumped through the mirror and acquired a glass form. He is no longer in the mirror. In the facets of this mirror humanoid, you can see Deferzarak, and he is pounding against the facets of the wall of the mirror, going, "No!" He's like, "Let me out! No!" And he comes tearing past you and runs for the curtain.
So he's not in the glass?
Not anymore.
Okay.
His image is gone. The mirror is intact. The glass is intact.
This is bonkers.
A little weird.
That's just Jesse. That's not Caitlin.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Well, I guess I'll follow after him. I'm not gonna run, but I'm gonna follow after him.
okay.
You might want to warn your teammates in the
All right.
chapel. Hey, incoming!
All right, so we're going to establish now where everybody is. JT and Gizik, we're going to put you on 9H, JT and Duriel. And Gizik, we're going to put you on AI. Artificial intelligence. Okay?
AI.
Artificial, yeah. Or excuse me, 8I, not AI.
I had
Yes.
you roughly
Yeah.
there. Go me.
AI would have him outside of the chapel. Very impressive. Okay. Kaylin, you are looking at you just came out of there. We're going to put you on 6D.
You got it. Thank you, sir.
And Lachlan, we are going to put you right where the curtain is on 5T because you followed.
Okay.
He bursts through the curtain and he is on M7 when all of this starts.
It's like D&D crossed with Battleship.
Okay. Now, what you do is up to you, my friends. But that glass figure is heading for the statue, like trucking. And it's heavy too. It's like thud, 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 heading for the statue. And it's looking it's just a humanoid figure. It's not like it has eyes or anything. In fact, the only thing that you can see in there is the image of Deferzarak pounding against the glass of the mirror, looking like he's in a box. And you see multiple images of him on every facet. There's an image of him, and the glass figure is made up of many facets.
All right.
What I wouldn't give for a freezing spell.
Okay.
So I want to pick up the shield that I'm standing next to. I assume it's
Okay.
over on my side, and just kind of
Yeah.
throw it right at this mirror thing.
You're going to throw it at the mirror thing? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in initiative.
Hope to shatter this thing.
Okay. The Glass Guardian gets himself a 13.
Ooh. 12 for Kaylin.
12 for Kaylin.
By the way, am I adding something to my initiative?
Yes, you have
Is
your
it
initiative
the
bonus right above
one?
where you're right above at the top in the center of your character sheet underneath your theme.
Okay. It says initiative +1, so would that be 13?
Yep, so you're a 13, Kaylin.
Okay.
And Uriel?
15.
And Uriel is a 15. Lachlan?
14.
14. And Gizik?
17.
17.
Well done, Gizik.
All right, Gizik, you are leading the pack here, my friend. So, guess what? You get to throw that. Please make an attack roll. You can add, there's no proficiency bonus to it, but you can add your strength to the attack roll. It's just a thrown weapon.
All right. 21.
21. That will hit his AC. All right, my friend Gizik, a shield is kind of like a 1d6 weapon, but this is enormous. And so because it's so large, I am going to let you go ahead and roll a 1d10 for damage and add your strength bonus.
Is it larger than a stone bench?
It's not larger than a stone bench, and it's not heavier either.
Bigger than a bread box?
It's quite bigger than a bread box.
I knew that was coming, and I love it.
The shield is probably about as tall or as a Jesse.
So not quite as fun as it is, swinging a big stone bench around. But so
No.
You said add my strength bonus.
You may add your strength bonus.
I rolled a 1, so that's 4.
Oh.
All right, that was magnificent. Crap.
Let's get those out early.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Okay, so you throw the shield. You're like, nah, and you throw the shield into the glass pan, and it smashes into the glass man on the side, and some of the glass shatters and falls, but it doesn't. He wobbles a little bit on his feet, and you've kind of stopped his run, but then he steadies himself. You also have a minor action, and you have a move.
All right, minor action. I'm going to try and bewitch this guy.
All right, his will is 13, my friend.
22.
22, that hits. You have successfully bewitched him.
All
Which
right.
effect will you be using?
I'm going to give him vulnerability 2.
All right. Every hit on this glass figure now has vulnerability 2. Okay. That would be the Gizik. Give a
yeah.
move.
I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Okay.
So
All right,
yeah,
that
that's
was
my turn.
Gizik's turn. And Duriel.
All right, so he is on M7, right?
He is indeed on 7M, yes.
And I am on
9H.
9H. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to flip off the stand where the statue is, off the podium.
Okay.
Just do a flip, try to land, if I can land behind him, and then attack with a weapon of divine protection.
Okay, if you'd like to leap over his head.
¿C'est posible? ¿C'est posible?
Sí es posible, pero vas a tener que hacer un cheque de acrobáticos.
Excuse me, I only know German.
That's okay. You're going to have to make an acrobatics check to pull that off, my friend.
Well,
We're
One
going to
thing to
establish
consider.
as a DC. I'm going to say you need at least probably a 20.
If I may jump in. One thing to consider, you are also kitty corner to Gizik. So if you have anything that's like, if you're with your allies, blah, 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 might be useful.
Well, he has that power, weapon of divine protection, but it's only useful if he's adjacent to someone. So
Right. Well, I guess
didn't know what he.
that's a good point.
I don't know what you have in your.
Where's Gizik at? Is he 9H as well?
Gizik is on 9H. Yeah.
8.
No, excuse me. Gizik is on 8I. He's right in front of you.
Well, then I'll move to attack, but I'll stay adjacent to him so that the effect of the weapon actually works if I hit.
Okay, but you can't because he's too far away. If you move to attack him with the weapon, you will not be adjacent to Gizik anymore.
Okay, cool. Well,
so you want to pull off your Batman? You want to pull off Batman?
Let's flip-a-roo here.
Okay, I'm going to say you need a 19. You're pretty close. It's not.
I got a natural 19.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, Anduriel goes charging up, puts one foot on the side of the statue. He leaps up onto the podium and flips over and lands behind him. That's your move action.
Boom.
It's actually quite impressive, even in a bathroom.
Jesse wants to say something, but it's not at all something Caleb would say, so I'm just like holding it in.
Okay.
Keep it to yourself.
Okay. Right,
then I'm going to go Weapon of Divine Protection, and it's versus Armor class.
Okay. Now, JT, I will tell you that you are allowed to use your Blood Drinker power on any creature you want, even if it doesn't have blood, but it will work differently. It'll be more like you grab them and drain their vitality instead.
Okay.
So just keep in mind, you're able to use it on non-living creatures like this.
Okay. I think it's sort of probably a natural reaction to start with my blade and then kind of go from there. So I'll use the weapon first. All right. So strength versus armor class.
His armor class is 18, my friend.
So I got 20. I rolled a 14.
Okay, you hit.
I have a +6. So yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Then 1d6 for the damage. Sorry, as I'm looking at this, it says 1W plus bonus plus 1d6. What's the W?
The W is 1 weapon damage. Your kukri does 1d6 because some of your
2d6. Okay.
Some of your powers will do 2 weapon.
So 8, 13.
Okay, 13 points of damage.
13 points damage, and allies adjacent to me get +2 defenses till end.
Okay. Now, I will mention to you, JT, that when you strike this creature, you become aware of just how sharp the glass fragments are on its body, and you think that if you stay in next to it, adjacent, that you will take a minor amount of damage just by glass shards kind of getting under your skin and things like that.
Shrapnel.
Okay.
So yeah, shrapnel also, but being near this thing, being adjacent to it, causes you to, if you start your turn there, causes you to take damage. JT, you also have a minor action. Do you want to do anything with it?
Let's see here. I don't. No.
Do you want to smolder or say something, threaten him, or what?
As a minor action?
Yeah.
No,
I'm look pretty.
And
you want to do Prince Charming here? Be like,
right into the bathroom.
Yeah, right into the bathroom.
No, he's still trying to just feel it out a little bit. He hit with the kukri, and now he's going to kind of see what happens from there.
Okay. All right. So Anduriel flips over to the other side, comes around, and swipes in with his kukri. And as usual, shadows linger across the blade, and they linger in the air around Anduriel, ready to protect his allies if you should be adjacent to him.
So is he on the lectern then?
No, he is on square 7N. Remember, he said he wanted to jump behind it.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Great.
Yep. Anduriel's on 7N. He is past the lectern on the other side of the glass creation. Okay, that is Anduriel. Lachlan, what would you like to do, Lynn?
Oh, I was thinking the glass man was first.
Nope.
You
Lachlan, you rolled a 14.
14, yeah.
You rolled a 13.
He just took a decent hit.
He did.
Is it looking like he's like, how much damage is this thing gonna have to take before?
He's not bloodied yet. I can tell you that.
Yeah, but was it like chink chink, or was it like a gouge, like chunks fell off? You know?
Okay, it was more like a qua, more like a ribbit, than a
sort of a
yeah. It's like anyway. It was there is actually there are several pieces of glass, large pieces of glass missing, and you can see that the interior of this thing is glass. It looks like it's just crunched up glass that's all smashed together, kind of like little shards of it, almost like a glass golem. Except that in the facets of each piece of glass of mirror, you can see that there's Deferzarak looking desperate and begging and pounding and whatnot. You can't hear him though.
Okay.
He's wounded. He can't take too many more hits like JT did.
Okay, I want to move to P7.
He said P. Okay. All right.
And then I'm gonna cast Blunder on this glass man.
All right. What does Blunder target? Will?
Will.
Okay, his will defense is only 13.
Okay. I got a 15.
All right.
So,
you hit. What's it do?
All right. So it's going to do 11 points of psychic damage.
All right.
Oh, no. Sorry, it's not psychic. It's untyped. I don't know if that mattered.
Nope.
And then I'm going to slide him 3. So I'm going to slide him to 07.
All right.
So right between me and Anduriel.
All right. Good plan. Now you're flanking.
Yes, and then I can grant Anduriel a melee basic attack with a +3 to attack him.
Ooh. Okay, so
really a +5 because of flank.
Don't forget.
Go ahead.
For this attack and also Anduriel's, he does have that vulnerability too.
Hey, there you go.
That I
4
get
more points of damage.
for my for my Bewitch.
Okay. Oh, you know what, Gizik? I have to add that twice then because he's been hit, so he actually lost 4 more. Thank you for reminding me.
And
okay.
Any other attacks, the entire encounter, he has that unless I change it.
Yeah, 2 more damage. I will try to remember that. I might. Anyway,
I'll remind you.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. I'll need all the reminders I can get. I'm not new. Anyway, all right, Lachlan, how do you exercise your Blunder? Do you use music to like make him dance to your tune, kind of thing, or what do you?
This one he does. He does sort of a when Gandalf whistles for the horse and it's like this ethereal sounding. That's what he does. He kind of like whistles to him and then steps up. Yeah.
Lovely.
Shadowfax.
It's beautiful, JT. Okay, first reference of the night, Lord of the Rings. Very nice. Okay, first reference, Michael's second Lord of the Rings. Anyway, okay, so Lachlan does this really weird whistling, like routine or pattern in a strange, dysphonic, unharmonic sound. And Duriel, you're like watching him like moving, ready to move, and then you realize that it's lost control of its limbs and it's moving with Lachlan's like note changes, and then it's like thud, 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 and it walks behind you, and suddenly you two are flanking it. And so it's kind of unnerving, but okay. Lachlan, you have a minor.
Well, did Anduriel hit with the melee basic?
Oh, make your melee basic attack.
Let's see. 16.
Hit. So you roll your kukri and your weapon bonus, your cleric power damage bonus.
Kukri, and here we go. 8.
8 points of damage. 10.
So with my minor action, I'm going to activate my defender aura. So he goes into a defensive stance and is like, "Come on, bring it." And so now he's essentially marked while he's next to me.
All right. That sounds fun. All right, now it is the Glass Guardian's turn. First of all, Lachlan, well, no, not yet. Okay. It is going to use its Lancing Claw, and it's going to do it. I'm just going to roll to see who it attacks. 1 to 2, it attacks Anduriel. 3 to 4, it attacks Lachlan. 3 to 4, Lachlan, it's going for you. Lachlan, what's your AC?
16.
He needs a 9, my friend, a 9. Oh, look, a 19. Sorry.
We've gone from Scottish to Lucky Charms in like 30 seconds.
Hey, dude, I'm a ginger. I'm allowed to do that. So, look at what I'm talking to. You know this, Jesse.
Yeah.
Okay, Lachlan, you take 12 points of slashing and cut damage. He he pounds on you with a fist, Lachlan, that you're just not able to block. And he hits you and you feel glass shards like stuck in you. It's really unpleasant. However, no ongoing damage at this current juncture. Okay, and that is his turn. Now, I will tell you what else happened. Do you remember the weeping ghost lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that was going to come back to bite us.
She pretty much stays where she's at. And
she knits and she crochets and eats
lovely
popcorn.
doily.
No. All right. The old lady who has the shawl over her, she stands up and starts shaking and going, no, 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 no. And her hair goes flying all over the place. And she shrieks. And then she goes, no. And she makes like a backhand motion. And a big old chunk of one of the pews breaks off and goes flying at Anduriel.
Oh, boy.
Anduriel, what is your reflex?
Like 600.
All right.
No, it's
9,000.
It's 14.
All right, then it's 12 for your cheek. No, okay, it's 14.
That's fair. That's actually fair.
Jones says the DM.
We're going to. She has a +6, so she needs an 8 to hit you. Oh, she got a 13. Isn't it beautiful?
No, it's not. It's very ugly.
You're right. It's bad. I'm a bad person. I'm okay with that.
We already knew that.
All right, so that would be 3 + 8. You take 11 points of necrotic damage, Anduriel.
Wow.
It's a necrotic bench?
Yes, it's a necrotic bench. Well, I will tell you what happens in a moment. Anduriel, you get...
I mean, it is kind of decayed if you think about it.
Anduriel, well, this place ain't no Hilton, okay? Okay. It's a town, not a city, all right? Anduriel, you
have a bathroom directly behind you.
You get shoved into square 6-0 when you get hit by this bench, and it's dripping ectoplasm on your skin.
Ew.
I got slimed.
And the ectoplasm is burning you like necrotic. It's not ongoing damage, but it just burns when it hits you.
Elon's just making grossed out noises in the corner.
Okay. You did, in fact, get slimed by a ghost. I want to point this out. Okay.
Am I able to channel the divinity?
Yes, if you want to use your channel divinity power.
Well, I have an immediate reaction that I think would be very appropriate here, given what just happened.
Get her, son, get her.
So I channel divinity. I say, Naylock, bring to life the shadow of my vengeance.
And what happens?
My shadow comes off of me and over to our friend, the bench thrower. And
the chick who just glocked me.
Does it look like her? Or excuse me, you? Does it look like Anduriel, or does it just is it amorphous?
No, it starts amorphous. It slides off me amorphously, and then it takes my shape.
Okay.
And quick as thought, goes over and slams into her and just sort of envelops her.
All right, this thing tackles her, which is really weird watching a shadow tackle a ghost, and yet it happens.
And yet here we are.
Yes, and yet here we are. Okay, Anduriel, what is the effect of that?
Okay, target takes ongoing 5 necrotic and is is blinded. Target takes ongoing 5 necrotic, and then on the rolls to save, then I'll see what else.
All right, now despite the fact that this is a ghost, she is actually has no resistance to necrotic damage. She's a very weak spirit. So that works just fine. Now, you guys watch Anduriel calls out to Naylock. His shadow rights up and tackles her, and it envelops the ghost, who is like, ow! She's just screaming and shrieking, but Anduriel's shadow is like wrapped around her. And
I point at Anduriel and say, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
You knew
that he worked for Naylock.
Okay. Okay. Well, he did just pray to him, so there you go. All right. Anduriel releases his shadow. Very good. Anduriel, does she have to save to get out of that? Yeah. You would think I would know, being that I created all these home-brewed channel divinity powers. However,
well, no one
can remember everything.
She needs to save.
Okay. Oh, she needs to save. She needs.
She needs.
Okay. All right. Very good. That is Anduriel's immediate reaction.
Throw benches at me.
Okay. Now, that is when two very disturbing things happen with the bloated bodies of the farmers. Okay.
I knew it.
So both of the bloated bodies of the farmers they jerk upright, like they're being manipulated like a puppet on the string. And then bat wings burst out of their backs. Their teeth, like they grow into like this just horrible mouthed maw. Their jaw actually like cracks like the Joker cut on the face to make the maw even wider, and their teeth grow jagged, and horns sprout out of their head, and they now look like some kind of demon farmer now. And you see right before this completely takes over, you see this terrified look in both of their eyes, and it's just like and they're like crack, like as their body just becomes this bloated bestial thing. The overalls are intact. And
Nice.
okay, so there's nothing obscene. Okay, so the overalls are intact, and then they're like and then they look at you like, help me. And then all of a sudden, then they go like this. Okay. So they are going to everybody can make a knowledge religion check here, please.
20.
Excellent.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That's all you need. Well, you only needed a 15, but
Let me see.
A 6. I know lots.
okay.
I know more. I have a
Same.
3.
A 3 and a 6. Okay. And Kaylin,
Do we add our numbers, or is it just a straight
Yeah.
roll?
every time you make a skill
So,
check, you add those numbers.
14.
All right, Kaylin, you are not sure what happened. You think that they may have been polymorphed into this form. Lachlan, you've actually studied about this when you were at the House of Repose. The Order of Autumn taught you that this is what a possession looks like. But you're the only one who knows. You don't really know if anything's out. Now, if this is a possession by some kind of entity, then the only thing that you're going to be able to do is either perform an exorcism ritual, which you don't know how to do because you don't know rituals, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's only to do this, it's only a first level ritual, possibly, if it's a weak spirit, but you don't know it. And nobody here, as far as I know, has that ritual. So,
No.
all right.
even if
Yeah, Sam and Dean are not here.
Darn it.
So if you
we
can't,
knew the ritual,
what's
so
that?
Even if we knew the ritual, wouldn't we still have to like bind them?
You would, yeah, somebody would have to be holding them down. The only other choice that you have is to dismember them.
Okay.
Yeah, and only Gizik is gross enough to have bodily contact with these things.
Very true. Okay. Excellent.
Well,
All right.
now that they're Batman, they're not quite as gross.
All right. Now, I will tell you, they also have an aura of blasphemy. If you are close to them, that defiled aura that gives you minuses is even more powerful in their aura.
Which squares are they in?
Well, let me tell you where they're going. One of them is heading to Gizik. The man goes to square 9J and charges Gizik. The woman goes running at Lachlan. She leaps over that. She leaps over the pew, like, loping her bat wings, like lift her up a little bit, and she is in square 8P, right in front of Lachlan. So now we're looking at, for those of you in the audience, I'm going to try to do a better job describing it. We got Anduriel, Glass Critter, Lachlan, and then we have the possessed one under here. To the left, by the statue of Bestera, we have Gizik, and then the man is over here. The woman ran there. Okay.
Yeah,
And
the man
they're
was
going
inspired
to
to Gizik.
they're going to use their unnatural strength power. Lachlan, what is your AC?
Well, 19.
All right. I'm rolling Wheeler Woe, so you know. All right. They have a +7. That's a 9. Lachlan, the woman leaps over, comes down at you, and you take your sword, and before she can get her hands on you, you butt her in the face with the snout of your sword.
But I think she hit.
You think what?
Didn't she hit?
She rolled a 2, my friend.
Oh, good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I missed you. That's my first miss tonight. Okay. Anduriel, the man is coming for you. I called
No,
just so
Gizik.
you know. Oh, excuse me, Gizik. Gizik, the man is coming for you. Same deal. Bat wings, loping. He walks a lot like you do. And for those of you in the audience who don't know, this is my die called Wheeler Woe. And Ryan, why is it called Wheeler Woe?
Because he rolls 20s like a maniac, or he misses.
And rolls 3s and 2s and low
Yeah.
numbers. That's the way it's balanced. So here we go. What is your AC, Gizik?
15.
Oh, I rolled an 18.
So
Whoa.
is that the die that killed us all those times?
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. All right, Gizik.
Forever.
Ryan and I were
uses-
playing with you, and first encounter, first game, I think that you dropped like first round. I think somebody was dropped.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no memory of this place. Okay.
And know not of what you speak.
Anyway.
All right.
So you, Gizik, you only take 6 points of damage, but you are grabbed. Okay.
Okay.
And when this thing takes hold of you, it grabs you with a horrid, unnatural strength. It is much stronger than you, and you can tell. Okay, now I will also tell you that it is going to try to crush the life from you. It's in your best interest to get out of this grab.
I assumed as much.
Just letting you know. All right, that is
almost
Like,
never
cuddle with
good.
it. Oh.
yeah. You can cuddle if you want. Okay, that is Evil's turn, and now Kaylin Madarlin, it is your turn.
Meanwhile, she's been in the corner munching popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
Kaylin, all hell
so-
is breaking loose.
Yes.
Well, and remember, this whole thing, one round takes about 6 seconds. So,
True. So no popcorn. Okay, got
well, maybe a
popcorn.
few kernels, handful.
it. Okay, so I think I'm going to try and mind thrust the one that is grabbing Gizik
Okay.
to try and. Well, wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm still getting used to all my stuff.
That's fine.
I would like to find something to either get him to disengage or push him back.
Then you would like to use Dimensional Scramble.
Okay, that's a better choice.
Yeah, well, it's a better choice. Now, keep in mind, you have remember your fireball power when you napalm with Radiance?
Yes.
Okay, you'll have to get close if you want to use that. I'm just reminding you.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
if you want to get it off, you have to use Dimensional Scramble.
Okay. So
Now-
should I move closer first?
You don't need to move closer. You can just barely see this creature on the other side of the statue.
Okay.
So you can hit it from where you are. However, you can't use you cannot use Battle Mind's Demand unless you get within 3 squares of it. But maybe you don't want to draw its attention away yet.
What? Because, like, with Battle Mind's Demand, she can't just be like, go away?
No, remember, Battle Mind's Demand is when you challenge it and draw their attention. That's
Okay.
you psychically saying, "Come at me, bro! Come at me!"
Yeah, no, she's not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to try the Dimensional Scramble.
All right, the coward will be you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, very good. Dimensional Scramble. All right, go find your Scion bonus and roll the 20.
Okay. Where is it? I think it's +4 for Scion.
You're right. And its will is only 14. You need a 10, my dear.
Okay. Natural 20.
Ooh! Here we go with a possible crit. Back it up. Roll to confirm. If you get a 10, then you get to roll the 1d6 for an instant kill.
Okay. No, I got a 6.
Oh, boogers. Lachlan, can you help? Or do you want to? You don't have to.
Not yet.
All right, good call. All right, you hit. So your Dimensional Scramble does 1d6 plus your psionic damage bonus.
Okay. Which
You only
is
have
4.
1 damage bonus. Okay, go for it.
5.
All right, so you did
5 on the roll, so
9.
9.
All right, so you did 9 points of damage to the farmer man. It's Dimensional Scramble, so you're teleporting him to any square in the burst. I'm assuming you want to put the burst on square 10K. so that it hits him and not Gizik.
Yes.
All right. Where in that burst around 10K do you want to teleport him to? You could move him to 11L or...
Yeah, basically the furthest away I can get him, so 11L.
All right. You teleport him to 11L. What does it look like when she does this? Describe it.
She just kind of does like, because she's not entirely sure what she's doing. She just does one of these and is like, and just fires it off.
Okay. All right.
She's
Our
like,
Wilder.
Please don't hit Gizik.
Okay. Now, would you like to use any of your power points to augment for more damage?
No, we've still got more things to take care of, so I think I'm going to hold on to that for right now.
I think that's a wise instinct. Okay, that is the Kaylin's turn. Kaylin, you still have a minor action and a move action.
Okay.
You want to move?
How is Gizik on health?
Gizik, you're
Down
how are
6. About 3/4.
Okay, so you're okay?
you? Not that it matters because you've already used
Stable
both of your
last.
heals.
Oh, I have?
Remember, you used both of your heals when you were fighting in the churchyard.
Whoops, forgot. Okay.
You've got nothing, my darling.
Those
Okay.
Well.
counters.
Yeah, and Duriel and Lachlan have heals left, but you do not.
I've got one.
Okay. And
Actually,
Gizik,
how many can I move, did you say? Is it 5 or 6?
Gizik, you have a nasty heal. Okay, yeah.
3.
Yeah, you can move 6 squares, Kaylin.
Can I move behind the second pew on the left side? So it would be 11D.
Yeah, you can move to
Because
11.
I want to get closer to the crying lady.
Oh, the ghost. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Kaylin, you move to 11D.
But I still have cover, yes?
Yeah, you can drop down and have cover.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay. Alrighty, that was the Kaylin's turn. Back up to the top. That's one round gone. The Gizik. Gizik, you are in melee with the beast. Oh, no, it moved. She teleported it away. All right, so Kaylin's like, like that. And then it shimmers out of existence. And she kind of tears into it a little bit, like some wounds open up on it. He got squinched, okay? And then it teleports away from you.
Okay. So then what I
Did
want
I
to
do a
do...
good thing?
What do you want to do, Gizzy?
Yeah, I give her a thumbs up and say, yeah, that's fine. And then I move towards the farmer bat.
All right. All right.
I love this
demon.
giant ogre just giving this tiny girl, like, thumbs up.
Yeah. And a grunt. That's all you get from Gizik. Thumbs up and a grunt.
I reach out.
But it's a positive grunt.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I reach out, grab him, and I say, Sigrund, you old wretch, give me the strength of my enemy.
Oh, he's channeling divinity, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what do you have to do? It's an attack, right?
It's an attack, yes.
All right,
Against
this thing's...
fortitude.
Ooh, its fortitude is 15, unfortunately.
I have to roll at least an 11 then. Rolled a 13. I hit.
Sweet. All right, so Gizik, remember you move into the body. So what does it look like? Do you go ethereal or what? Do you Mortal Kombat? Do you leap in through his ear?
So I'm holding on to him, right? I grabbed his shoulder. I kind of just melt and suck up and just kind of disappear into him.
Oh, that's creepy. You melt into him.
Basically, yeah. You know,
all right.
Kind of like
Cam
the...
just turns her head and is like,
I'm melting! No.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
No.
This is the most disturbing power since Anduriel bit someone.
Okay, so...
she doesn't throw up this time, but she's super grossed out.
Yeah, these are your party members.
I know. She's like, I'm making bad life choices.
So I have possessed him. I guess
Yep.
it's like a double possession now.
Yes. Now, I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to engage in a battle of wills here. You guys are going to make opposed wisdom checks. You have a wisdom modifier?
Yes.
Okay. I will tell you that this critter's wisdom modifier is only plus... excuse me, I need to go down the screen a bit. It's only +1. So you get to add your half your level, which is nothing, and your wisdom. Okay. Now, first, I will tell you also, Gizik, that your you get all of the effects of your power. So you bite the surge and whatnot. So what happens?
He just looks visibly weakened. I steal a healing surge from him and I use it.
Okay, very nice. You use
I'm
that
back
surge.
up at almost full health.
Okay. Now, because there are two possessing forces now, I will let you make a roll to try to eject the force that is possessing him. It's an opposed roll. Add your wisdom and add half your level, which is nothing. So,
Okay, so my roll is 10, so it's 14.
it only rolled a 4. So, Gizik, my friend, you have driven the offending spirit out of its body.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Essentially, an instant kill.
Oh, does the host die?
Well, no, the host isn't badly wounded enough to die yet.
Does
Although-
this host still stink?
So badly, but Gizik doesn't notice. Anyway,
I'm ethereal
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, I guess.
yeah, you're ethereal right next, so you don't
So
really notice.
I
But
don't really smell at all.
now, do you also dominate? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay,
think
so
so.
you've got it dominated until the end of your
We
next
say
turn.
it says possessed. I think that's basically dominated.
I'm pretty sure. Lachlan, Ryan, isn't that what we decided when we were thinking about it?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like dominate. So on its turn, you get to choose one action for it to do.
Yes. Now, if you do something suicidal or that would cause it any kind of harm, it automatically gets a save. So you can tell the spirit in there is fighting you. In fact, you're the second possessing force of the day, and frankly, it's just had enough. This poor farmer is like, "Go, yo, get out of here," you know, kind of thing. So, yeah. So there you go. All right, Gizik, you have it dominated. That's your move. That's your standard. You didn't use your minor beforehand, so you're done. Anduriel.
Okay, what's everybody looking like? I know Gizik's back to full.
And Gizik's not even visible.
Yeah, he disappeared. So that's cool.
Yeah.
How you doing, Lachlan?
I'm at 20 hit points.
Okay, so you're good.
Yeah.
Kaylin hasn't been
I'm
hit.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So I'm next to the glass guy, the mirror guy.
Yep.
So I'm just going to attack with Taste of Life.
All right, go for it. What are you targeting? It's what?
Fortitude.
Okay, its fortitude, my friend, is only 14.
Oh, perfect. Do I still get the full attack bonus for the vampire attack?
This is a vampire attack. And you get your vampire damage bonus, which is greater.
15.
All right, you hit.
Okay. So let's see here. 1d8 plus.
Uh-oh. Runaway dice.
Yeah, it's out of here.
I've dropped 2 of them since we started.
I dropped one, can't find it, so.
I have a fancy tray because I suck at rolling.
Okay,
I do
so
too, and I still
there's
dropped them.
I wasn't even
14.
rolling.
14 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right.
Well done, friend.
Anduriel, you almost shattered this thing. What does it look like when you use Taste of Life?
Well, it's a typical, as that attack is on any human, it's sort of, I go in, open, fangs come out, and just go for the throat, right? And so when I bite down, you see cracks starting to form. And I don't know if anything like ectoplasm or anything starts leaking out or if it's just light or whatever, but
No, he's not the ghost. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Anduriel, and it's really weird to watch Anduriel bite glass, but nevertheless, it happens. Now, Anduriel, you take 2 points of damage for starting in this thing's aura.
okay. And
Okay.
I also get activate Blood Drinker.
All right?
So that's an extra die 10.
Roll high, my friend. Roll high.
10.
You annihilate this thing. It shatters on you and explodes. And Anduriel, this is gonna hurt. What is your reflex, Anduriel?
He gets 4 temporary hit points from me for dropping it.
He also gets a surge.
14.
Okay, Anduriel, 14.
Mm-hmm.
It got a 15. It hit you. Lachlan, can you do anything about his AC raising?
Is it target will?
This target's reflex. I'm sorry.
No.
All right, then you have been hit. Now, this is a close burst 2. So, Lachlan, I'm sorry, but I have to roll an attack on you too.
Yeah.
And that is a 9 plus 5, which is 14 versus reflex.
That hits.
Oh, shucks. I'm sorry.
It's gonna hit Farmer Jane too.
That's correct. It will hit.
Can't you just like swivel the body and make them take the brunt of it?
Okay, you guys take 7 points of damage and ongoing damage 5.
Oh, I hate ongoing.
Now I'm attacking the farmer. It hit the farmer.
Recently on fire. I do too.
The possessed farmer also takes 7 points of damage. This is the farmer woman.
Oh, the other possessed. Okay.
And ongoing damage 5. Okay. Alrighty. So that would be this thing explodes, Anduriel. You bite on it, and it hits you in the face. It's painful. It's ugly. I would have given it combat advantage against you because you bit on it while it was attacking you. It's pretty realistic. However, it didn't need combat advantage. It got you anyway.
Yeah, I went ahead and took care of its own.
Yeah, it did. Okay, so that is the Glass Guardian is now.
Wait. Hey Matt, does the first rat come out?
So let me tell you what happens. All right, so it explodes, Lachlan. It hits you, and you guys are like this as glass shards hit you, protecting your eyes and whatnot. You can make a perception check, please, both of you. If you get a 15, I'll tell you something interesting. If you get a 20, I'll tell you something really interesting.
10.
13.
All you see come out of it is a wisp of smoke. However, I will tell you that Deferzarak's image is not on any of the glass shards now. And there's glass everywhere.
Yes, everywhere.
So he's either free or dead.
Yeah. Now, in a one burst square, so Lachlan in your square, Anduriel in your square, and Anduriel to your left and right, and in a burst of 1 around there, you now have glass all over the floor. If you move through those squares, you are going to take damage.
Aren't they wearing like boots?
Are they what?
Aren't they wearing like boots?
They are, but there are some jagged glass shards. Like some of them are pointing up. It could cut their ankles.
Okay.
The little girl could come by on the tricycle and shove one.
That girl is going to be with us through the whole season.
Yeah. She's the next one to tie you to the stake. Okay.
Of course.
All right. That would be boom.
Okay, so that was my attack. I didn't do my minor or move.
Okay.
I just full on. Okay, so who have we got next to us? We've got the farmer wife, right?
Right in front of Lachlan is the farmer wife that's been possessed. You have the ghost, and that's what you have left. You also have the creature that Gizik, the man that Gizik jumped inside of.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do Favor the Gods as my minor.
Okay, you cannot do that, unfortunately, because you've already channeled divinity in this combat. You can only channel divinity once per combat.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I'm going to use an action point, and I'm going to do Swarm of Shadows.
All right. Who are you doing this to?
To Farmer Lady.
Okay.
It's versus Fortitude.
All right. Her fortitude is 15.
And this is a vampire attack?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Her name is Maud.
Maud. Hey, Maud.
Excellent.
I
Excellent.
got a 12 plus the 4, 16.
That's a hit.
Yes. Okay. So it's 3 dice 6 plus 7. That is 23 points of damage.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
well done.
Very nice. Tell them what that looks like.
So it's called Swarm of Shadows, and basically I teleport I disappear and teleports to the square that the enemy's in, right? And so you see kind of a shadow envelop me, and then I'm gone, and then the shadow ends up over her, and in case of her, but you hear her screaming, and you see flashes of like claws and fangs coming out of the shadows, and you just hear her shrieking because she's been hit with this vampire power. So I'm basically coming from all parts of this cloud shadow around her.
You're like filleting her.
Yeah.
It's pretty gruesome. I mean, if this were to happen to, say, the little girl on the tricycle, it would be much more scary to watch. But, yeah, but he is shredding this farmer, this bat demonic creature, shredding it to pieces. And it bellows when you do this. She's like, just all kinds of horrible noises coming off of her. Okay, and that is Anduriel's turn. Lachlan, you're up.
Real quick, ongoing damage 5, save ends.
Ongoing damage 5. Okay.
So I take 5 damage at the start of my turn, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Well, I think I better use Majestic Word on myself.
What do you say to yourself?
I just offer a little prayer, whatever little symbol of the bow or something to be like, Sindel, little help here.
Okay. All right.
Can I suggest that he just does like the L'Oreal tagline? Just, I'm worth it. And then it's done.
That's awesome.
Just a little hand motion and we're done.
His prayer is, maybe it's Maybelline. Okay.
When I use that ability, I can slide the target. So since I'm the target, I can slide myself to I'm gonna slide to R7.
Okay.
And then where's Anduriel? Where's Anduriel now?
He is right in the middle of the glass on 06.
Well, I'm wherever the farmer lady.
That's right. You teleported, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. Where did you teleport to, Anduriel? What square? You can be 3 squares away from where you are
from where she is. So
anywhere you want around her, 3 squares away.
She's in 8P. So I'm in 8R.
All right.
Does that put me out of the glass?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's where I am.
Okay. Yeah, now she's the only one who's in the glass, and she's on the edge of it, so she'll be able to move out if she wants to quite easily. Okay. Alrighty. That was Lachlan.
So that was a minor action. With my move action, I'm going to use Divine Metal on myself.
Okay.
Sorry, but bleeding and dying here.
Okay. Are you in pain?
Yes.
Are you hurting?
I save against the ongoing, so thanks for that.
Okay.
And then with my standard action, I'm going to use it's just her, huh?
It's the ghost. It's the ghost and the possessed farmer's wife.
Oh dear, where is the ghost? I missed that.
She's 15D.
Yeah.
She's 15D. She's down 3 pews away from you in the statue.
Oh, okay.
Shadows as well.
She is currently enveloped by Anduriel's shadow.
A lot of shadow hugging going on right now.
Oh, there's shadows everywhere. He's vampiring all over this chapel.
We are lousy with shadows.
Preach, brother, preach.
Okay. I'm just going to charge her. Oh, I'm too close to charge, huh?
You're gonna charge her for beauty products, or you're gonna charge her like as in combat, like.
How is she bloodied?
The ghost?
No, the farmer.
Very much so.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just devastated her with his daily.
Okay. Well, I just don't know that he wants to get up in her grill. She's gross.
Well, she's not.
Leave that to the ogre and the vampire.
The paladin of love cannot go into melee with the ugly monster. It's against religion.
If I push her through the glass, will it cut her too?
Oh yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna use staggering note, and so he just starts swinging his sword around, and a thrum sound comes from it, and it's versus her will. I got a 24.
You got it.
So she takes 5 thunder damage and is going to be pushed 3 squares. So that should push her through 2 squares of glass.
Okay. All right. She is ripped to shreds.
But is she dead? That's the vital question.
Oh, she did.
Yay! Da, 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 da.
So Lachlan, you go swinging your sword around, and then there's a whirring and a thrumming sound, and there's boom, and she gets shoved backwards, and she falls onto the glass, and she's like, and starts like tossing and shrieking, and just rips herself to shreds. And then as she dies, there is a rush of smoke that comes off of her entire body. And then it just kind of evaporates. And then the farmer's wife is just left there like dead. And cut to shreds. You can't even recognize her face.
Poor Maud.
Poor Maud.
They had to die.
And you killed her, Paladin. You killed her. That's not okay. It's arguable.
Still inside from her husband?
He is until the beginning of his turn. Well, no, until the end of his turn.
I didn't kill her. I saved her and sent her to heaven.
That's true. You sent her to Bestera's astral realm.
And Caitlin actually believes you, and is like, I hope so.
Yeah. Okay.
So good.
So Lachlan turns around when she dies horribly, and he goes, "I didn't kill her. I sent her to the heaven." Okay.
She's been rescued.
All right. That was Lachlan's turn. Would be the glass guy. So
I'm
now
pretty much ready in action to roll my eyes whenever Lachlan says anything.
Okay.
That's just your constant minor. It's just eye rolling.
Okay. Now, the only person left is the ghost. So the ghost is taking ongoing 5 necrotic damage. And is the ghost immobilized also by the shadow or just blinded?
Well, blinded if it doesn't save.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it saves at the end of its turn. So
right. Yeah.
All right. So it takes 5 points of necrotic damage. It doesn't look like it's got a ton of fight left in it. This old woman's ghost is like, just kind of shrieking around, and now it's blind. So what I'm going to have it do is, Kaylin, it's going to try to use its kinetic claw against you, but because she's blinded, she has a -5 to the attack.
Okay.
So, what is your fortitude, Kaylin?
Is 14.
So it's really 19. So I need to roll a 13.
Okay. Please.
Nope, I only rolled a 2. So
Woo!
She reaches out like this, and kind of like ectoplasm leeches off of her and forms these enormous claws. And they're really just like her hands have cut off at the wrist and have grown. And she goes like this, and they clasp and right above your head. But it's nowhere near you, and she just shrieks in rage.
Gotcha.
All right, and that is what happens. Okay, that was her turn. We're now Kaylin. It's your turn.
Okay. Kaylin would like to charge Ghost Lady. All
right. Are you going to attack with World Advance, or?
I'm actually going to try attacking with my greatsword.
Okay.
So do I move first and then attack?
World Slipping Advance is with your greatsword.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. So you gotta move to attack her. You have to get into square 14D or somewhere, any square adjacent to her. You pick.
Okay. I'll stand on the pew.
Oh, you're gonna stand on the pew?
Yeah.
All right. So Kaylin goes tromping over the pews. Okay. And what square do you want to be in? 14D?
Yeah.
All right, Kaylin, my dear,
Distracted
I
from
need you to make a small athletics check. DC is
Okay.
only going to be 11.
Okay. Doobie-doo.
So you only need a 5.
16.
All right, you go tromping over the pews. You leap from one pew to the next, and you are in 14D on top of the pew.
Okay. Looking at my notes. Okay, so I'm within range of her.
Mm-hmm.
So what can I do with my big shiny sword?
All right, you use your battle mind attack bonus, and her AC is only 13.
Sweet. 20.
A natural 20 or 20 dirty?
Yes, sir. No.
Okay.
Natural 20.
All right, back it up.
Please.
That's our second
I'll
natural
try.
20. Confirm. Roll to confirm.
7.
7. Yes, but 7 plus 7 is 14, my dear. You have a plus 7
True.
bonus to your battle mind powers. So roll the 1d6.
1d6.
If you get a 6, it's an auto kill.
Oh, please get a 6.
Do it.
1.
All right, it's still a critical hit, so you get full damage, which is 2d6. That's 12 damage plus 4 is
Okay.
16. Okay, Kaylin, you chop her in half, and she is unable to hold on to her incorporeal form. So you go. What does it look like when you attack her?
She's this tiny girl with this big ass greatsword.
Okay.
And she just does a big swoop and basically just cleaves her in half. There's like no grace to it. It's all might.
It's all thug. Okay.
Yeah. Such a
So she's like, ugh! You just chop her in half, and she's like, she tries to pull her form back together, but she's just like, ugh! And then disapparate.
Can it be one of those things where like she just holds still for a moment and then she just goes and just like falls to the ground in 2 separate piles?
Absolutely, yeah. Her form, however, dematerializes, and now there's just 2 piles of ectoplasm.
Ew.
And that in and of itself will dry and vanish eventually also. It's not meant to be here. It's from the ethereal plane. Okay. And that, my friend...
She's just standing in the pew. I did a thing!
I did a thing. All right, so she stand up in the pew. I chopped the old lady in half. Like, okay. All right. You have defeated every enemy that was in the chapel, and a quiet descends over the chapel.
What about Gizik, though?
What about Gizik?
He's still in... Do we know?
No, you have no idea what happened.
Still inside the farmer guy?
This
Can
is
we
the
see
first
anything?
time. This is the first time Gizik has ever even used the power. Gizik doesn't even know what's going to happen, but it does happen. So Gizik, you tell them what happens. Take the show, my friend.
All right, so I'm going to leave the body. I'm done with. I'm assuming it just collapses, all but dead again, right?
You've driven the possessing spirit out of him. So, yeah, he collapses, but no, he's not dead.
The host survives.
He's
Nice.
mostly dead. I mean, you can finish him off if you feel like it.
So,
He's just super drowsy.
right in front of the big statue on H8, just this
All right.
pool, kind of goo pool, appears and then starts stretching up and growing and forming and solidifies, and I'm standing in front of the statue.
Okay, that is so nasty.
Elan's like, that is the most disturbing thing I think I've ever seen.
Okay, I'm trying to think of a movie. I know I've seen that happen in a movie where something like peels off of another creature, but okay.
It's like a slime.
All right, so Gizik, you leap out of this man, and he was ill before. He falls over immediately onto the floor, groaning in pain, but very much aware and looking terrified.
Oh, I wish I had a healing spell.
Okay, Gizik, I will also tell you that your holy symbol, that small vial of green liquid, was glowing a sickly green light. As you step out, that green light just fades and disappears. Kaylin.
Can I use one of my feats to give that person healing?
You, my dear, have the heal skill. Yes, you can treat their wounds.
Okay, do I have to like go over by him?
Yeah, you're gonna have the heal
I don't know if it's just
you're gonna have to get your hands dirty on this one.
I need to know, Kaylin, is your training in psychology? Is that what that +6 Because if you want to stand in front of him and say, how do you feel about being possessed?
No, she's just like, she's gonna go over and she's gonna be like, I'm really
Drop
sorry.
a bandage on you.
Okay,
And just
Kaylin,
like,
roll a knowledge or roll a heal check, and let's see what you are able to determine about his affliction.
how do I roll a heal check?
Well, you have a +6 to your heal skill. So like any skill, you just roll the 1d20 and add the bonus next to your skill.
Thank you kindly. Hold on, that was weird. Oh, 20.
Oh, a natural 20 or a
Yes, sir.
30? That's your third natural 20 of the night. I call false. No.
I like this dice.
Okay. We've had a lot of natural 20s. I think we're going to have to institute a camera. No.
They've all been hurt.
Dice cams.
Yeah. Okay. So dice cam next week, guys. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. Kaylin, you come over to him, and your mother trained you in healing and herb lore and whatnot. So your mother's words are coming back, and kind of that doctor part of you is taking over. You've tended the wounds of many people in your tribe, and what this looks like is a rot wound. Like when a wound becomes infested and it begins to rot, this guy's blood is poisoned. He has some kind of blood poisoning, and you have got to treat him. He also, despite his rotundity, he looks as though he's been malnourished. Like he's not had good food. So you know that you're gonna have to make medicine for him. You're gonna have to brew an herbal remedy. He's gonna be taking it, and he's gonna need to be in bed. He also needs sunlight. You've got to get him out of this chapel, and you need to get fluids into him.
Okay, so once she learns that, she's gonna like try to help him to his feet and be like, we must get this man out of the chapel.
He cannot move. He is so weak. Remember when you found him before and he was muttering something over and over again that was unintelligible? You say, can you get up? And he's like, that's it.
Oh.
And Duriel, when he makes this pathetic move to get up, what do you do?
Not much. I mean, I start to focus again on the statue and getting the chapel taken care of. He's not the job.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And Duriel goes to lift up the head of the statue and put it back on.
The head on already.
The head's already on. I think get the shield. I go pick up the shield and put that in place.
Okay. So you go pick up the shield, and I won't make you make a strength check. It'll just take a little bit of time, and you are able to get that back into place. And you put the shield back on, and I will tell you, the moment that you put the shield back on, there is a difference in the feel of the chapel. It still feels like there's work to be done, but the weight that was pressing upon all of your holy powers, your divine power, source powers, feels like it's been at least partially lifted. Okay. Kaylin.
And she asked Gizik if he'll help carry the man outside.
I don't know. Can she? Is she verbal?
She's just gonna look at Gizik and go, "Can you please help me get him outside? He's very sick and he needs sunlight, and I need to get him out of this room.
He's
so
heavy.
Medicine.
Just leave him.
Why? He didn't do anything wrong.
He's too far gone.
Can my tiny little 16 strength try to drag this man towards the door?
Absolutely. You can drag him. I won't even make you make a strength check. It's just going to take you a while to get him out.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Anduriel and Lachlan and Gizik, Kaylin begins dragging this poor rotund farmer towards the entrance. And he growls.
I give an eye roll, usually reserved for Lachlan, and be like, and I go to help.
Okay. All right, Anduriel rolls his eye. Do you make any scoffing noise, Anduriel?
No, it's just more of an inconvenience. if we do this, can we get along? Can we get on with it? And I don't say that, but that's kind of the attitude.
Okay.
So she
All
has
right.
she has no social she doesn't understand sarcasm. She's I don't know what face you're making, but thank you very much.
Okay. All right. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't read you, but thank you. Okay. All right. So, Anduriel, you're like lifting this large man. You guys firemen carry him out of the chapel. Okay. So you get out of the chapel, you open the doors and bring this large man. And out there waiting for you is Irma, that 70-year-old lady.
Oh, I love her.
And also that guy with the friar hat or the friar haircut was out there. And he's like, oh, you found Lars. He's been missing for nigh on 2 weeks.
Kaylin's just like kind of nervously babbling. He's ill and he needs medicine and he has rot. And do you have a healer in town? And
all right, Irma says, no, our priest was our healer. She says, but I can get leeches.
I'm going to go out to follow the
My
rest of
eyes
the
are
group.
broken from how hard they're rolling tonight.
Does he?
he's just
Are
graduated to, like,
his wounds like? Are his wounds like exposure? Like, will a healing power help him, or is it more he needs rest and food?
If you use a healing power on him and allow him to use a surge, it will give him strength. Yes.
Okay, then I want to do it in front of everybody. You know, he wants to go. Lachlan goes out and in front of everybody
Of
says,
course the bard does.
"I want to use a spirit of sacrifice." So I use a surge, but he gets his surge value hit points.
All right. What does it look like?
He does a total flamboyant lay on hands, and he's like, Sindel, goddess, most powerful goddess of all, bless this man. Yeah, and heal him.
Okay. Do you
Can
throw
I do
your
that?
cloak back as you do it? Which is... What was that, Kaylin?
Air blows in the wind. I said, can I give him one of my surges?
No, you don't have that ability. This is one of his.
Okay.
Is it,
I didn't know if it was an ability or a general thing.
It's a
Okay.
paladin ability.
it's paladin
Okay.
ability. Gotcha.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's called spirit of sacrifice.
All right.
Thank you.
So you give him one of your surges, and Lachlan, you're visibly weakened by it, which I'm assuming you're not hiding from everyone.
Oh no, she's gonna hand that out.
Okay.
Oh, I need a couch.
Okay.
Someone get me a couch.
All right. I need a seltzer water. Someone.
Maybe some leeches for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Like,
No,
Not
does anybody have any
please.
wine?
okay.
The nicer the
Oh,
better.
wicked lemon.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I was going to make a joke about water into wine, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. Moving on. So Lachlan heals him, and he's like, oh. He looks up and he says, thank you. Praise Bestera. Praise the gods. And
It was all Sindel.
is that what he said? All right. He says, Sindel, and he says, the goddess of love. Praise the goddess of love and healing. Praise them both. Praise the gods. And he's like, and then he looks like he just is about to fall asleep, but he might rest a little easier. Kaylin, he still has blood poisoning. You can tell that he's going to need treatment.
What can she do?
You need to brew medicine for him. He needs a medicine to help filter out his blood. Something to like milkweed, other things like that.
So is she just like running frantically around the nearby like area, just hunting for herbs?
Give
Okay.
him
They're
some
all in his
Mom do it, but
attack.
she,
weed.
Well, Kaylin, I'm assuming that you keep a lot of herbs on you, but
I have no idea what this girl has on her right now besides a sword.
Yes. Well, I'm assuming that normally you would, but because you've been on the run, you don't have any of this with you right now. So,
Yeah.
what we'll do is if you want to care for him, we'll let you go ahead. And Irma tells you. She says, "Oh, you can bring him. His home is outside the town. He has a home on the farmlands, but we shouldn't move him. We should take him."
That's quite a lot of travel.
She says, we should take him to the Blessed Lady and tend him there. That's what we should do.
I think that's an excellent idea.
All right. She looks back at the chapel and she says, what did you find? Do we have our chapel back?
It's
She's gonna look
need
at
some
Anduriel and
work.
be like, "Do they?"
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to need some work, and unfortunately, this poor man's wife didn't make it. She was possessed.
It's a fixer-upper.
Oh. All right.
All intents and purposes, you have your chapel back, madam.
Oh, thank you. And she makes the Besteran symbol, which is the sign of the shield. She rests that shield sign upon her heart. She says, Goddess, protect her beyond this world now.
Aww.
And she says, poor Louisa. She loved Lars so. It will be very hard for him to continue. She lays it on thick, right? Little tear.
Can Kaylin just be like sitting in the dirt next to him, holding his hand? Like she hears that and just sort of melts.
Yeah. And Irma says, I don't know who we would bring him to heal him. Our priest was always the one who tended to those needs, delivers the babies. Although I do know some midwifery, I can get the leeches.
I don't think that would help in this situation. But I
Hey,
think
if the problem's with his blood, try the leeches.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Why not? Just remove all his blood. He doesn't need it. Don't purify it. Okay. All right. So Anduriel, you say, and she looks up to you and she says, oh, and thank you for our chapel. Was there something evil in there?
There was evil there, but it's been taken care of.
What was the guy's name? The guy in the mirror?
Lars?
No, the guy in the mirror. What was his name again?
Diverserac.
Diverserac?
Yeah,
there's this evil guy named Diverserac in there.
Okay.
Do you know Diverserac?
I've never had Diverserac. Is it what he has? She points to Lars.
No. Requires lots of leeches.
Kaylin's just like, but it's okay, they're all dead now.
Okay. The leeches are all dead. Okay, she's a little okay. No. All right. So a lot of this is beyond Irma. She has a lot of sense, but she doesn't really have knowledge religion. So
right.
You'd probably have to spell it out for her. So it depends on how badly you want to scare her or how much you think she needs to know. You tell me.
No, Kaylin's like, we have other priorities. I must get this man some herbs and healing, and we can explain it as we go. Walk and talk.
Right. She looks up at you and she says, oh, you know healing arts, my dear.
Some.
Okay.
I watched my mother do it.
All right. So she says, she takes your hand and pats you and she says, oh, lovely. Then you can bring him to the Blessed Lady and you can tend him there, dear. Okay.
Okay.
No, we're wasting time. I kind of sit down and pull out my cauldron and start putting some herbs and stuff in there, and I make up a healing potion.
Okay. All right. So, Gizik, if you want to start, are you skilled in heal, Gizik?
I'm not, but I do have what is that? The brew potion ritual. So I can make him a potion.
Okay.
Have some magic.
You can make him a healing potion. But what other first level potion could you brew?
Oh, what other potions are there?
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you this much: you could brew him something. You can brew first level potions because you're first level, but I imagine that Gizik, you could come up with some kind of potion that would probably help to purify his blood. So you can work with Kaylin to do that if you want. If you want to.
Kaylin just scowl at the three of them. And be like, I've had enough of killing things today. I'd like to try to save just one.
Okay.
Well,
she's getting irritated.
Okay.
You will, and then I start walking away. The job is done.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Anduriel, you start walking away. The job is done. And Kaylin, Lachlan, Anduriel was carrying, so Anduriel drops him and walks away, I guess. Or
Lachlan says, wait, Anduriel, come back.
Does he, or does he walk away?
He's walking. The job is done.
Yeah, Anduriel's walking away.
Can I use something on him?
Anduriel?
Yeah.
Use your sword. What else do you want to use?
This is going to be a running theme. Sorry.
When you say use something on him, do you mean your feminine wiles, or do you mean your psionic
No,
powers?
he doesn't have any of those.
So,
Okay.
I shout,
even know what
if
those
he
are.
doesn't turn around, I'm gonna say to him, hey, I want to talk to you about Naylock. that get his attention?
He turns around. What do you want?
He says, let's go have a drink.
Oh.
Galen just goes, "What kind of drink?"
I feel today already.
Okay.
No.
Suddenly a pairing was formed.
Let's go have a drink. What does Anduriel do when he says that?
Just arches an eyebrow, like, seriously?
He says, not that kind of a drink. He said, come on. The townspeople can take care of this guy. Let's go. We've earned this. Let's go have a drink. I'm buying.
One drink, Bard, and then I have to go. The job is done.
Okay.
Yeah, you're busy. Come on, let's go have a drink. And I'm going to order him a tankard.
I'm not busy.
He
I
says
just
one drink. I want it to be like the biggest German stein I can find.
Yes.
Just
All
a
right.
keg.
So you guys get
Upside down in a keg.
you guys get Lars. You guys get Lars back to the Blessed Lady Inn, and Bam, the bartender, you bring him in, and he goes, "Ah!" and like looking, and he still smells pretty bad. So Lars is like, "Well, what are you doing?" And then Irma goes, "We're taking one of your rooms." And Bam gives her a little hard time, and then she does old lady, wiggles her old lady finger.
Yeah. The eyebrow and the finger waggle.
Yeah, she does the eyebrow and the finger, and Lars
The
backs
mom
her.
face.
Yeah, she does mom face, and Bam backs off like a cowed puppy, and he's all, "Fine, Irma, I'm seeking reparations from the church." And blah, blah,
It's
blah.
fine, but because I say it is.
Yeah, exactly. Only because I want to do it. It's not okay. All right, Irma looks up as you guys get him up there, and Duriel, do you help her carry him up there?
For a penny and for a pound, I suppose I do.
All right. So Anduriel's like, "Fine, one drink." And he comes back and helps carry it in. You get the idea. So you get him up to the bed. Kaylin, you and Gizik together are able to produce quite the medicine to heal him. Kaylin, Gizik is actually able to produce magical potions. And he pulled 100 gold pieces of residium in herbs out. So Gizik, you can...
Oh, I forgot. You're loaded.
Yeah. Gizik, if you are willing to spend about 50 gold pieces, you can brew a potion that will purge him within a day.
All right. Make sure and, make this proper witchy potion. Get some old dead bugs and bits of other stuff you don't recognize out of my pockets.
Okay. Halfling fingers.
This thing's almost as gross as the guy is.
Okay. Oh, gross. All right, so Kaylin,
But it'll work.
Kaylin, he's preparing something, and it's nasty witchcraft, kind of like from the swamp. He's like, "You've got to use calcified yak urine because the normal stuff won't work." Like, Kaylin, this is horrific.
Desiccated organs.
Okay. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop in a minute, but when all is said and done, Irma comes over to you, Lachlan, and Anduriel. I'm assuming you've ordered him an enormous drink.
Yes.
Okay. Anduriel, you can drink, of course. You can ingest liquids. Your body wouldn't really tolerate too much real food, but unless, of course, you think it does. It's up to you what kind of vampire you would like to be. But you can certainly drink other things. That being said, Irma comes up to you, Lachlan, and Anduriel, and she looks up at you and she says, I do believe someone should speak to the Night Lord. He does live 2 days' journey from the town, but I do think it would be best if one of you would go for him or come with us. We can get someone to meet him or to go to his keep. Would you be willing to go for him?
And Juriel is not digging this ever-growing to-do list. He's like, crap, another job.
Lachlan says, Irma, let's have breakfast tomorrow and we can talk that over.
And she says, I do think you'd explain it better than one of us would. We'd normally rely upon our priest to go and explain things like this. But Yes, we can talk about it in the morning, but someone should go to the keep as soon as possible. Are you sure that perhaps in the morning you might not be willing to go with us? I can send my neighbor. He's been before. Johnson's his name. Would you go with Johnson maybe and keep him safe on the road?
Why do I suddenly not trust this woman?
Okay, she's not. And then from under her robe, she pulls a basket of muffins. And no. And she pulls out, and you don't know where it came from. She pulls out a wallet with a flip book of pictures of her dead husband. And
Plural, I'm assuming.
Irma, dear, we've all had a trying day. Let's meet for breakfast, and we'll discuss the particulars.
Okay. All right. She takes your hand and pats it, and she says, "You're right, dear. It's been such a day for everyone." And she says, "What should we do about the church? Should we go in? Is there anything we need to do for ourselves?"
Sure. Go check it out. See what you can find.
Okay.
I know I'm not there, but could we recommend I don't know, some sort of cleansing ceremony or something that would give them peace of mind?
All right. She says
Lachlan thinks they should rededicate it to Sindel, but he's not gonna be so bold yet.
You could try it. Well, anyway, maybe they should build another one, or maybe make it a duplex chapel or something like that. Okay, so I will tell you.
Real quick, Anduriel doesn't commit to breakfast or anything. He just sort of silently sits and watches and lets the bard do the talking.
All right. While you're there, Irma goes about arranging some things. She sends somebody to go get her neighbor. That guy with the haircut, the friar haircut. Yeah, he makes some comments. His name is Tarman Albertine, and he says yes. He says someone should fetch the priest from the nearest village. The church should know what's happened here. So they go out and they tell you somebody's got to contact the Night Lord, and somebody needs to contact the chapel in the next town. That being the case, they kind of are implying that they'd like your help with one or the other. They really don't think they can explain what's happened here. How much do you tell them? That's the last thing I'll ask you. How much do you tell them about what happened? How much detail do you give them?
Right now, I don't care about talking to the townspeople.
Okay.
So I just want them to leave us alone until morning, and then they can have the whole story.
Okay. All right. That's all I need to know. All right. So the tap room fills up. You guys get, Irma and Tarman and even Bam mentions to people as you come in, you guys are the heroes who saved the chapel. And Irma says you fought great evil, and Ariel, she flirts with you a little bit, and just a little. And when she tells the story, she's like, "And this handsome man here, oh, and he's very handsome too, just not as much." Anyway, and she's, so she kind of makes a big deal about it, and you get hailed as heroes. There's free drinks and whatnot. There's a lot of discussion about them doing that. But anyway, that's where we'll stop. So very good. Do we have any announcements before we go ahead and finish off for the day? JT, would you tell them about your podcast?
Yeah, it's a podcast fan made with JT. You can find it on Spreaker. Check it out. I talk about sports. I talk about D&D. I talk about Disneyland. Anything that people are a fan of. I like to chat about it. Anyways, fan made with JT. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, and you can find them on Facebook too. There's a Facebook page also.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Jesse is going to be at PAX. And what are your dates for PAX, Jesse?
I'm going to be there for all 3 days, and
Okay.
it is. Oh Lord, what is the date? It's the end of November. If you want to know more, you can tweet me at Jesse L. Zimmer, and I will give you more details. But I'm going to be there for the whole thing. So yay!
Absolutely. And please subscribe to our subreddit if you would. I don't know.
Yes.
Jeffrey, can you get our subreddit up there again on that little comment area or whatnot? We would love the opportunity to interact with you guys. We had some fun talking to Oinketh. So if you'd like to have some chat or post fan art or something like that, we'd love to grow our community on the subreddit so we can interact with those of you who are watching on YouTube. We know people are watching on YouTube, so we'd love to interact with you. And please follow me at Sage of Sorcery 1 on Twitter to get Holy Rollerz updates and announcements and artwork that will be coming out. And until that time, I think we're done, ladies and gentlemen, unless anyone has anything else.
Nope.
Okay. Well, until that time, then, this is Holy Rollerz out. We will be back next Thursday. And this is us saying there are more of us now than there are of them. So have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.